Hey guys, today's video I kind of want to talk about, or I am going to talk about, mom shaming, and we're all guilty of it. I know there's been times where I'm not going to lie, we all judge people, and even when we say we're going to try not to judge, it's part of human nature. It's just what we do. And you can try to get better at it. I know I've definitely, like, as soon as I start doing it, I kind of just like let it go. But we're our own worst critics, and then on top of it, like, we're gonna sit there and like criticize a mom on, whatever it may be that that she's doing something wrong parenting. We aren't given a manual on how to be the perfect parent. You can think you're the perfect parent, and it's far from it. And we shouldn't shame other mothers for certain things, like, what we feed our kids. I am kind of picky about what I feed my children. And I have caught myself, I don't usually say it out loud to another mom if I disagree with how she's, raising her kids. But I do find myself thinking in my mind, I would never do that. Like, why is she doing that? Like, one of my biggest ones is, I am the type that tries not to use the microwave, and just it completely tastes different when you use a oven versus a microwave. So I have always used the oven for my kids. I am not lazy where I want to do something real quick and I'm going to pop it in the microwave. And I'm not saying that that women or moms are lazy if they just pop something in the microwave for their kids. I'm really picky and weird about stuff like that, and I rather just use the oven or even like heat it up on the stove. My husband is someone that is the type to use the microwave, and I have told him, when it comes to the girls, I want you, like, he will microwave his oatmeal, which I think is, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you out there probably do it, but I think that's gross, and it just tastes completely different. And so I tell him, when it comes to our kids, I want you to do it the correct way and use the oven. I don't care how long it takes, how much longer it takes versus the microwave. Anyways, I'm kind of getting off topic, but by no means am I like saying, oh, what you're feeding your children is the wrong thing to feed them. We do what we can with what we have, and some days feel more rushed than others. I don't always feed my kids the healthiest snacks. And then on top of it, my middle one is the pickiest one probably out of all three of mine. And it's just hard. We shouldn't attack each other when we're all in the same position, just in a different situation, and we're just doing the best we can with what we have and what we know. Like I said, we're not given instructions on how to be the perfect parent, and there's no perfect person out there. Another thing that we criticize ourselves is breastfeeding versus formula. I know I did it. I would sit there and say that I don't know how a woman can formula feed. My first two kids, I breastfed for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then I didn't have any more. I hardly had any with them, so I had to give them formula. And I think, for me, the way I see it, if you have to give them formula because you don't have it, I totally am not against it. But some people are against breastfeeding. So I don't know, I just preferably would like that. With my last one, I was able to breastfeed her for a year and a half. I probably should have stopped at a year, but it's a very hard thing to let go of, especially when you weren't able to do it with your other ones. That's a huge controversial topic. Another thing that we shame ourselves on, or each other, is whether we gave birth naturally or C-section. I never really, I know some women will come out and say it, but I've never been where if a woman doesn't give birth naturally, I don't see it as if she had a C-section, she didn't give birth. She still gave birth, just in a different way. So when I hear people saying that they shame other women, when sometimes, you know, there's no other alternative. They have to have a C-section. I know other times, I mean, it's up to the woman if she wants to have a C-section, or she can have a, what is it, a VBAC, vaginal birth after C-section. And, you know, that's up to them. But just because it's surgery and she didn't have to push the baby out doesn't mean she didn't give birth to a baby. Yeah, she did. And it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's major surgery. They're in the hospital longer. I think it takes longer to recover, again, because it's a huge surgery. And for someone to shame another mom because of that, it's like, no. I mean, there's so many different reasons why women shame other women in their mommyhood. Education wise, if you're letting your kids watch too much TV versus not letting them watch TV, letting your kids be on cell phones. What was another one? Oh, one that I've heard, what time your kids go to sleep, if they still nap, if you give them a bath, like there's so many different ways that we shame each other. And like I said, I'm guilty of it. I'm just not, I would never say that to another mom to their face. A lot of people I've noticed, like on social media, a mom will say something and they're just so blunt with it. And it's not that I'm shaming them in my mind. I'm just, I do things different. I mean, we all do things different. So it's not okay to make another mom feel bad. You know, another thing that we shame, I feel bad. I don't know if other women shame other moms about this, but it's like, oh, if you don't join the PTA, you're a bad mom. Or if you don't have your kids in extracurricular activities, you don't care. I know my ex thinks that extracurriculars are the biggest thing. And I actually had a client that I was talking to, and he was a man, and he said he wasn't into all that. Like, he didn't want to put his kids in all these things because it takes, especially during the summer, it takes up most of your summer doing all these different extracurricular activities, and you can't plan anything else because you have to stick to these schedules and practices and games. And if you make plans, then you have to skip. So it's like, it's hard to make, and I totally get it. Like, I'm not against it, but it's like, it's not the biggest thing for a kid to have to do. So yeah, there's just so many different, we just have to stop being hard on each other, and we have to be more supportive towards one another. And people are just so quick. Moms are so quick to jump on another mom to let her know what she's doing wrong, and we should be telling each other what we're doing right, and we should praise each other, because let's be real, we all feel at times where we just feel like a shitty mom, or we don't feel like we did our best that day. And then on top of it, you get someone telling you that you're wrong in however you're bringing up your kids. That's not okay to do. We're all different. We're not robots. We're not all going to do the same thing, and it shouldn't be like that. I'm trying to break the habit, but like I said, I'm not sitting there saying out loud or shaming anyone. whether it be in person or online. I have had women come up to me and have the balls to just say things to me that it's like really none of their business. Another big one is the way people look at you when you're at a grocery store, whether you're gonna scold your child or not. And again, the world is very critical. And like I said, we're our own worst critics. We don't need other people telling us that, other moms telling us that we're just making us feel bad about ourselves already. So I encourage you guys to try and not be as judgmental and try to be more empowering for each other and set a good example. And if you see, like in the grocery store or at the library or at a school, and you see a mom struggling, don't judge her right away. Ask her if she needs help, or give her a smile, or let her know that she's doing just fine, and she'll get through it, because we're all on the same boat. Because I know at times I feel like, oh my God, these kids are going to drive me insane. Am I doing the best that I can to make sure that they're going to be the best adults once they get older? So I want you moms out there to know that you're not alone, and do not be ashamed for any reason. And if someone has the guts to tell you something and wants to shame you, it's just, just smile at them and just walk away. That's hard because I'm not a confrontational person, but I do have a temper. But you have to walk with your head up held high, not stoop to their level, and you just got to take the higher road. And let's just be nicer to each other. Okay, guys? So, yes, for all you moms out there, stop shaming each other. Be better towards one another. And be there. Be there, be there, be there. Because sometimes I feel lonely, and if it's one thing, if our partners don't get us or understand us, at least another mom friend or another woman should be able to understand how we're feeling. So please, be each other's best friends, and no more shaming. I hope you guys like this video. Please share if you think a mom that needs to see this, or there might be a mom that is is known to be someone that likes to shame other moms. Share this video. Let them know to be more positive towards one another. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And I hope you guys liked it. Take care, guys. Bye.